Today I have another build for you guys, and in today's build, we're going to be getting almost instant supers using the Way of 1,000 Cuts subclass on a hunter. This is mainly going to be used for PvE, but you can also use this effectively in PvP too. So starting off, you're going to want to hope to God that RNG has happened to bless you with the Shards of GALANOR. If you don't know, the Shards of GALANOR has an intrinsic perk called Sharp Edges. Hits and kills with Blade Barrage will return super energy when the super ends. So this means anything hit or killed by your Blade Barrage refills a portion of your super, and depending on how many enemies were hit or killed, this will fill up your super bar at different rates. And I find this to be kind of inconsistent in PvE, since sometimes I could kill 10 or so enemies with a single use and maybe get a quarter of my super back, and sometimes it will almost completely refill it, so I don't know what's going on there. Maybe Bungie could take a look at that. But getting into the builds, this entire setup can have 3 different variations, depending on what you like to run or what modifiers are active for that day. But I'm going to take you through each one and how to use them effectively so you can have almost immediate super regeneration. So with this first version of the build, we're going to be taking advantage of our special weapons to refill our super energy. Mainly the Ikelo shotgun, since it's the best special in PvE. But you can use any special you want if you have the perks that go with it. Starting off, you're going to need 5 super mods equipped on all of your armor pieces to speed up the base regen of your super. On your helmet, if you're using a shotgun like I am, you're going to need pump action, which gives you super energy on shotgun kills. And for your second helmet perk, you can have either special or heavy ammo finder, it doesn't matter which one, it depends on what you're running. Then have Shards of GALANOR, obviously. If you're lucky enough to have shotgun scavenger on it, then you're pretty much set. But on my chest piece, I have another special ammo finder. On your legs, it would be better to have dynamo, so there's another source of super energy, but I don't have it. Also, you can have another special or heavy ammo finder. And finally, on your class item, this is where I run my shotgun scavenger perk to get more ammo on my pickups. So with all these working together, you're pretty much going to use your shotgun as a primary like you're playing PvP. And this is going to work amazingly all together. With special ammo finders and scavenger perks on your armor, this is going to allow you to pretty much always have ammo in your shotgun. And you'll use your shotgun to refill your super energy upon getting kills. This is going to work even better if you have a masterwork on your shotgun, since it's going to drop orbs of light on multi-kills. And when you have your supercharge, you can always use it on a wave of enemies to get majority of your super back, and to top it all off with a shotgun in a matter of seconds. Now I personally like the shotgun version of this build the most, since I don't necessarily have to wait for the right days with the right modifiers, and I can just use my shotgun at will whenever I want to fill up my super. But again, you can use anything from a sniper to a fusion rifle with this build, as long as you have the perks to go with it, like remote connection for snipers or light reactor for fusion rifles on your helmet. And using this in a strike, if I try, I can average around 7 to 8 supers if I use it correctly. And you can have more if you're trying your absolute hardest to make it work. So for the second version of this build, we're going to be taking advantage of the heavy weapons, and namely the Thunderlord machine gun. And with this way, you're going to want to use heavy lifting on your helmet, which is a perk that gives you bonus super energy upon getting a kill with a heavy weapon. And you're also going to want 1 or 2 heavy ammo finders on any piece of your armor, so you have slightly higher drop rates, but I've heard these are bugged, so I'm not completely sure if stacking more than 1 is going to work better. So if you want to use this build to its full potential, I'd recommend using this on a day where heavyweight is an active modifier. This is going to allow you to one-shot a whole wave of enemies instantly, and it will also increase the rate at which heavy ammo drops, allowing you to somewhat use your heavy as a primary, to build up super energy and to chain your blade barrages together. And the reason we're using Thunderlord as our heavy for this way is because it has the most ad clear potential with the most ammo, obviously because it's a machine gun. But this is going to allow us to take advantage of heavy lifting more often than, let's say, a tractor cannon or a grenade launcher will. And finally, for our last variation of the build, it's going to be a melee version, and we'll be taking advantage of the hands-on perk, which gives us bonus super energy upon getting a melee kill, and this includes your throwing knives. It would be best to use this with a masterwork weapon to get more orbs of light, since there's no other perks that really help with this. But both your melee and melee ability kills do help with refilling your super bar. The best way to use this version of the build would be to use it on a day where Brawler is active, so your throwing knives come back almost instantly, and you're pretty much just going to spam your knife ability on everything possible to refill your super energy. I don't think this is the best version of the build, since you can't really clear ads as effectively as the others, but I think this version of the build plays to the power fantasy of the hunter the most, so if you care about that, then I would use this. Now, we're going to get into why I think this build in general is one of the best builds for the hunter altogether, and why you should use this more often. So again, if you use this to its full potential, you can get up to 8 supers in a single strike, which is going to get you through a lot of encounters faster, and be more effective with not only clearing ads, but also DPS, since this does refill your super on a Blade Barrage hit. And this is all beneficial to your team, since you'll be constantly generating orbs from your super and your masterwork guns. So not only are you chaining your supers, but your entire team is as well. The Shards of GALANOR are probably one of the best exotics in the game, since it gives you the opportunity to chain one of the highest DPS supers and best ad clearing supers there is with little to no downsides. And the potential to build around this exotic is amazing, In PvP, it's also one of the best possible things to use since you could pretty much go anywhere, the whole game just continuously using your super. And it's also a great way to get people to hate you too. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. If you enjoyed this or found it helpful, consider dropping a like on the video and maybe even a sub to the channel. And again, thank you so much for the recent support, guys. You are literally the best. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.